I'm sorry. During COVID, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I ate everything, like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I must have gained like 30 fucking pounds. I was at
Damn.
185. I was at like 180. I went to like, bro, not even. I was at 185. I went to like 215, 220.
De
I gained
madre, bro.
Yeah. And so, bro, Chino, my boy, obviously,
Uh,
like in a nice way, but very strong.
yeah.
He's like, yo, you're gonna die young if you continue being an idiot.
On the trajectory you're
And
going.
yeah, so I was like, all right, yeah, you're right. So then I started getting to CrossFit and then I lost like 20, 30 pounds, whatever. I'm like 185, 190 now.
Damn, bro, that's awesome. That's good. Yo,
It
bro.
feels good. Bro, I'm not the strongest guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I go in there and I do my thing and it's about getting the workout, bro, and I love it. Like the people there are cool as fuck and just getting to like, bro, like that hour of like after work that like let's get your mind off of everything.
That's it, bro. That's it.
Bro, like without it, I would die. Like
Yo, this is my cousin. This is my cousin.
what's up?
He's gonna ask you some questions about real estate later.
For sure,
But
for
he's
sure.
talking about CrossFit. Eric's talking about CrossFit right now. Oh, there's two Erics on the call. Yo, cojones, bro.
Yeah, but I have my name spelled the right way. Dike.
Oh my gosh. All right, go ahead. So CrossFit. No, bro, it's the best, dude. It's the best. It's literally the best. So I started doing it with my girl because my girl does CrossFit. And when I came back,
You recently get engaged or married?
yeah, engaged.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. So bro, I started and I've done it before, but never like this late in life, obviously, as late as it could have been. Bro, me reventaron, brother. They killed me. I was like dying. But I'm going with all these 50 and 60-year-old ladies, bro, and they're kicking my butt, bro. Like kicking my butt for real. Lighting it up. And then of course they're at first, right? In the strength portion, I'm doing big weight and yada yada yada. And the lady's like, oh my gosh, he's so good. I'm like, all right. We get into
Do they call you Poppy at the gym or no?
no. No, but the minute
You can delete that part. You can delete that part.
the minute I get into the workout, bro, I'm just dying. I'm dead, bro. Dead. I can't do it. I mean, I've done it, and now I'm getting better. Obviously, it's been a few months, but when I first started, bro, damn, bro, and I've lost weight.
Willie, did I ever tell you that I'm CrossFit level 1 certified? I never told you that, did I?
No, you're not, bro.
I coach CrossFit, yeah, on the side. I used to.
Oh my gosh, yo,
what does that even mean?
So you have to
stand
go
there and
and
write
take
the
a
workout.
course.
That's what he does. BS, bro. He stands there and writes
Hey.
the workout on the board.
Hey, you have to go take a course, pass a test, and the crazy thing is I go like the gym I was coaching at sent like 3 of us all at the same time to go get certified, and I'm the only one that passed the test.
Brother, if it's anything like the real estate test, it's the easiest thing in the world to get. I don't even think you have to speak English to get the real estate test passed.
No, you definitely don't. You definitely don't.
Bro.
That's wild.
The CrossFit might be a little more strict.
Well, you have to be able to like do like a snatch, a clean and jerk.
Like it's
you
an
have to
actual
do the
physical
Oh,
test.
it's a physical
Yeah,
test.
it's partially physical, and then there's a part that's written, like because you have to write a program. So like there's a part of each,
bro.
so you could fail either one, and then they make you do. They pick like one of the girl name workouts. Mine was Fran, where you do like thrusters and pull-ups. So I mean,
Thrusters aren't fun.
Yo, Torrente, tell me, if you had to sell a house to pass the real estate exam, how many real estate agents will there be in Miami?
If you had to sell a house,
If you actually had to sell a house to get to pass the exam, how many real estate agents will there actually be in Miami?
it would probably be, I would say half.
Half will be gone.
Yeah, and I would say, and the only reason why I say that is because half of the people that get their licenses just get their licenses just to have it. It's just, it's just so easy to get. I mean, it's not even that expensive. It's like $600 to get a course. It's 1 week. You can do it online. And then you obviously just like, I guess you cheat online. I don't know. I studied for it legit. And then and then the state exam is very easy as well. It's a lot of common sense. And so people just get it just to get it. Like I can't tell you how many past clients of mine that I've had that have gotten it, or now their primo or prima has it, or mom or dad retired and I think I'm going to get my real estate license, or girlfriend or whatever. I mean, it's crazy. If you like, and you know, there's enough business to go around for everybody, obviously.
Of course.
Transactions happening like literally every day, tons and tons. But if it was a little stricter to get your license, or like, I don't know, like I feel like the people that don't really have their licenses just for shits and gigs, and then they do that 1 to 2 transactions a year, like it's just taking away from the people. They're not doing it full time, right? So it's kind of taking away from people that are doing it full time. But I mean, it's not as crazy as you would think, but it is very easy to get. I wish it was harder. Probably because realtors get a bad rap too, I would say.
That's why. Well, look, I said it too. I was messing around. I was eating crap when I asked that question, but in reality, you said, "Hey, bro, it is easy to get, but some people just get it to get it."
Yeah.
But even myself thinking about it, I'm like, man, realtors get a bad rap because everybody's becoming a real estate agent, but then it takes a lot from the ones that are actually good at it, right? Because
it's not easy, bro. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's
full time. Everybody would be doing it full time, right?
Exactly. You listen. When I first got my real estate license, I said I'm gonna sell 10 houses a year. It's not even one a month. Easy, right? Each house you're making 9, 10 grand, right?
Yeah, 100 grand at least a year. Great.
I'm gonna get my license. I'm gonna start hitting people up, and I'm gonna make 100 grand my first year. But those people that are gonna sell their house are gonna give the opportunity to somebody that has been in their ear for the last 2-3 years, right? So it's like it takes time, and that's where people kind of back out of real estate. I feel is it's gonna take you 1 to 2 years to make like, you know, good money, and some people just don't have that time to give up to then start making money after year 3, year 4. There are a lot of people who make money year 1 and year 2, but on average, it does take a while.
The funny thing is, all 3 of us are in sales, right? But all 3 of us like sell a different commodity, so like all of our cycles are so different, right?
Oh
like,
man,
bro, like the average cycle on, like, let's just say an internet lead on a car sale, 90 days, and that's like stretching it out fully.
Yeah.
And then Willie in software sales, what are you,
bro? Dude, 6 months to anywhere to 18 months
to 18 months. And then you're saying real estate is a 2 to 3 year commitment.
So, well, before you really get to the point where you're doing it full time, right?
Yeah, well, when you're mature, like taking a cold lead and harvesting it and going all the way through and maturing it, it's coming through, and you know, from when that person told you, hey, I might be interested in selling my house, to when they actually sell it.
Yeah.
Like
the point that I was trying to make, more because, for example, like I can have somebody tell me, hey, I'm looking to buy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get them pre-approved, get the houses list of going to them. We'll go house searching tomorrow. Tomorrow they go, I love this house. I've had it happen. I'm under contract in 1 day. I literally just pre-qualified them yesterday. So it's like what I'm saying, the 1 to 2 year gap of establishing your business, letting everybody know that you're a realtor. So like now the people that are going to buy 1 to 2, 3 years down the road know that you're a realtor. For example, when you just get into business and you tell somebody, hey, I'm a realtor, they've already had Pepe instill in them for the last 1 to 2 years, right? So it's like, in order to get that 1-2 client, and then one client now refers you to Pepe, Pepe refers you to Bobby. I'm just making
Yeah.
To get that tree is what I'm saying, that referral business where like 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, somebody calls you, hey, John just gave me your number. He said he had a great a deal with you. You know, you did everything that you needed to do. You were answering the phone, which, by the way, is not it's not hard to do what I do in some ways. You have to answer the phone. You have to be willing to work at hours that people don't want to work. You have to like put stuff to the side, and then of course, you know, you do have to have really good people skills and negotiate and all that good stuff. But yeah, like I said, it does take time to then get that
actual, clientele, I guess, clientele that is able to serve you what you need to be able to live, right?
Yeah, Eric, you're in car sales, you said?
Yeah, I'm the general manager of a Buick GMC Cadillac store.
Oh, okay, nice. Willie, DDF, David Diaz Fernandez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My boy, he kills it at Range Rover. I think he's like the number one salesman. So I know kind of bit of at Range Rover. I know kind of bit about car sales. But like for example, like David, great salesman, great person, comes into this business. You said, you get the leads, you get the people to come to you. So it's like I feel like and I'm not saying it's any easier because I know that you got to put a lot of hours, but it's just two different types of sales where they're kind of coming to you, and then it's like, okay, now you got to close the deal. And the business is kind of coming to the dealership. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way.
So there's, just like in any sales, there's a million ways to skin a cat, right?
Right.
I have a guy that is a fucking hustler that legit is always at the store going, right? Like, but he's not driving his own business to the store. Then I have another guy that literally, if you walk in the store and you go, hey, I want to buy this car, he'll go, great. This person right here, they'll help you.
He doesn't want to help nobody.
He doesn't want to lead. He doesn't want a referral. He just wants me to keep inventory in stock, and he's like, I'm going to bring my own customers, and I'm going to sell my own customers.
But doesn't he make the same amount of money whether it's a lead or not, or you guys have to split it differently?
Let me ask you a question. Do you make the same amount of money on anything, or is it based on the value of the house, right? Like what your commission is?
Right.
Okay. So the difference between what you sell and I sell is mine is based on a margin. So yours is based on like the total value of the house, and you get a percentage that sometimes you can negotiate, some percentage you're not. If you're getting a referral, they're more than likely not going to negotiate with you your commission percentage, right? Like
it all depends. Like if I get a realtor from South Carolina that wants to refer me somebody down the line, then obviously I'm getting I'm giving them a part of my commission. But for example, like Coldwell Banker, which they never do this, but if for whatever reason Coldwell Banker does give me a referral, then it's 100% all mine. It's just a matter of me closing the deal. But I would say 99% of it is self-generated.
Yeah. So what he basically, the reason why he doesn't want to take we call them a fresh up or a fresh from the lot, is because like his entire business, like when you're coming to buy a car, like the car's already pulled up, it's already done. You already talked about your numbers.
First class.
Yeah,
service,
no.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
He doesn't want to. He's not dealing with none of the bullshit. Negotiating back? No. If you're coming to see Hugo,
you're buying a car. Yeah, you're buying.
If you're not, don't come and see me. It's fine.
So what you're telling me is he just doesn't want to waste time, or?
Well, the dude sells a lot of cars. He has a book of business that he's established now over years. Mm-hmm. So, like, realistically, if he wanted to sell a car tomorrow, he just picks up the phone and starts calling old repeat clients. Someone's going to show up and buy the car that he has pulled up front. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
It's what you're saying, that, like, he's now matured and seasoned an entire book of business. So, like, you know, if you're doing something for over a decade plus, you're kind of calling your own shots now. Like, if you think about it on the life cycle of someone owning a car, on average, it's 2 or 3 years. So, like, if in 2 or 3 years, he averaged 10 to 15 cars a month, those are all life cycle people that he can now go poke and try and get back.
Yeah, and then if you have, like, a nice brand.
I have Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and then my auto group owns 15 other brands. So, like, he can get any of those cars. So, like, if he has a customer that's like, oh, I want a Kia, I got you.
Go get it.
He takes him to the Kia store. Oh, I got a customer that, I got you. And I'll call the GSM, like, hey, man, my dude, he's got this. Is this car available? Yes. All right, have it pulled up front. It's sold. And then he just goes there and delivers the car.
Torrente,
but it is the best, like, as far as customer service, it'll be the best customer service experience you ever have buying a car. All the stuff that people say or the negative connotations about car dealerships. Like the number one thing surveyed that people basically say they hate is the amount of time it takes. You're going to be at my dealership for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Oh. The car's already going to be clean. It's going to be gassed up. It's up front. It's done.
Yeah.
You just got to come in and sign papers.
And you do like, because I've done like not pre-qualification, but like I filled out stuff over the phone while I'm on the way to the dealership.
His customers will have, it'll be basically all you got to do is go into finance. He's going to show you the car before you get, like, you're going to come in. He's like, oh, the car's right over here. You walk out the back door. The car's underneath an awning. It's nice. Big old fan. It's chill, bro. Then you go. He shows you the car, whatever. Sometimes you don't even fucking drive it. It's the craziest thing. And then he'll bring the customer back in and then go right into the finance office. And just voila.
Yeah, and then he's gone because he just gives it to the finance people and they take over.
See you later. Well,
and they contract, they title it, they do all that. It takes them 30, 45 minutes, and then they come back. He shakes their hand, he takes a picture.
See you later.
Done.
David has a great book of business as well.
Bro, he'll even tell me, he'll come in and he'll be like, I'm going to sell 4 cars today.
Get it done.
Okay, cool.
You got to have.
Yo, Torrente, tell me this. Is there people that start, obviously everybody starts with smaller houses and things like that, but I'm sure it's the same thing. They only go to now $1 million houses. They have kind of that type of stigma that, hey, they're not selling anything under a certain amount or things like that. If they get that, they refer to another agent. Is that ever a case?
There are definitely agents that don't do lower sales, like 100% for sure. But what I'm seeing now is, which has been going on for quite some time, is they'll have groups, right? So they'll have the Torrente group, right? So under the Torrente group, I'll have 5-6 agents. If I have so much business, right, and I'm not gonna say no, then what I'll do is if I have a buyer or a seller at 5, let's just say I'm doing, which by the way, this isn't the case. But let's say I only do $5 million.
It's gonna be the case.
Soon,
but go ahead. Yeah.
Put it in the air.
Come on. What?
There is something about putting out what you want the world just gives it to you, bro. It's the craziest thing. So whatever crazy thing you got, bro, hey, you're amongst people that are, I'm gonna co-sign for you. Let's go. Let's do some crazy shit.
Right. Go ahead. Torrente selling $5 million and up only now.
$5 million up only, right? So basically, if I have a lead at 500 or $1 million, which $1 million is very good, I'll just dish it to an agent that I have under me, and I'll take 50% or whatever the agreement is, and then get that income going as well. So there's big groups out there that are big names, and they do have people under them. So they're never gonna lose business, right? Yeah. So if they have a big client that, you know, they've sold their $1 million homes and then they have a kid that wants something cheaper, you know, maybe they'll work with that kid because it's literally the child of somebody who they just sold their $500 in Pinecrest, whatever. And then they'll go and show the 750 or $1 million. I mean, if you're rich, I'm sure your kid's gonna be in a nice property, especially with the prices the way they are today.
Well, you got to be anything is $1 million nowadays, right?
I mean, if you're looking for like the Southwest, like Kendall Baptist like area, definitely $1 million. I mean, anything in Pinecrest, like there's no such thing as $1 million anymore.
Bro, I was looking at. Go ahead.
Land.
Dude, I was about to say. I was just looking at your Instagram, trying to get ready for this, and I'm looking at your old posts, and you posted one. I think it was 19 and 19. You sold like 7 million. Maybe it was in 18 or 19. In your first 2 years, you sold almost $7 million, and you had all the transactions there, which we'll talk about your Instagram later. It's hilarious. Yo, so you have like 300, 400, 300, 5, 6, 4, 303, and then, bro, now I go up. And you just sold a lot for $1 million. The lot.
Well, yeah, no, yeah. But you know what I should do more of is posting. I do a lot of stories.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stories, which obviously goes away in 24 hours. But what I've seen over the years, and obviously your goal is to continue to rise in price. What I've realized is everybody has their way of doing business, like their personalities. A $300,000 buyer could have the same personality as a $2 million buyer. They could either be easy to deal with or they can be hard to deal with. The $300,000 transaction is the same thing, in my opinion. Some of my people may say different. It's the same thing as a $2 million transaction. I use the same contract. I'm closing in probably the same amount of days. I'm doing the same inspection. I'm calling the same inspection company. I'm dealing with realtors who some of them know they're doing it and some of them don't.
Spit the truth, baby. Spit the truth.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Bro,
So
that's so true.
So it's like, obviously, if I do one $2 million deal, I'm making, okay, I'm not, this is not what I make, but let's just say the norm
Throw
is
out figures,
3%.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but seriously. Let's say the norm is 3% at $2 million, right? So that's $60,000. It's not, after everything, it doesn't boil down to that. And plus, you can negotiate commission. So let's just say I'm doing a 30-day closing, right? It's still an inspection. If things pop up in the inspection, I still got to negotiate it. You know, I still got to do the financing. On $2 million, there might be a lot more buyers that are buying cash, but I still got to do the financing. I still got to be there for the appraisal, copy the contract, comps, talk to the appraiser, sway my way into negotiating the deal, whatever. Let's just say you make the 60 grand, right? $500,000 deals is the same thing. You got to do 4 of them to make the $2 million, right? So obviously the goal in real estate is to work your way up towards that price.
Yep.
Yeah, and continue to rise. Now, one thing that I have, that this is just me. I've done $2 million, $3 million deals. I've had $10 million, $12 million deals under contract. They haven't closed that yet. And I as of right now, I won't say no to anything, which probably is a bad thing. Maybe now in the future, I'll do rentals of $1,500. I'll do listing rentals of $2,500. And man, they're hard and they're a pain, bro. And they're not easy. But it's like, I never ever, I for some reason, it's just me. It's the baseball in us.
Yep.
Never want to say no. We want to, whatever comes my way, I want to do it and I want to get it done. And I don't want to quit. Like, there's been times where it's like, is it worth it? Like, and I'm talking like a $3,000 rental where it's like bad, man. It's like, you know, the back and forth and just getting all the docs and like dealing with people. It's like, is it worth it? But it's like, you learn, and it's I think it's more about the learning experience and just kind of like, hey, you know, just do it, because you're not gonna have.
Yeah, you never know, man. And it's again, man. You're like you're a humble person, man. So even, and I'm not saying you're not gonna be when you're not dealing with these types of deals, because there's gonna get a point to where you're gonna say, hey, man, I just can't physically do it when your time is so consumed by 10, 15, $20 million properties that you're not gonna have the time. But when you do have the time, your work ethic shows, right? So you're not gonna say no. Why are you gonna say no? You could either go do that $1,500 rental that's going to pay you a few $100, or sit at your house and do nothing, right? So you never do anything that you can't actually do, right? You just go and do
Torrente,
it.
At what point do you start your team, right? Because then, like, that's kind of where I feel like you're at. I'm sorry if this is being a little pushy, but
it's okay.
But man, like the Torrente team, when you get 1 or 2 under you, and then you can focus on $1 million and up, and they can focus on all the other stuff that you attract, and you can do like light touches, and so the clients still feel like they're getting that personal touch from you. But the day-to-day mundane, you're not going to the appraisal, they're going. Does that make sense? Like, at what point? Because I struggled with that a lot when I went from selling cars and as a manager, and then to finance, like almost like you have to make some, and even now more than ever, like I have a service customer that's upset. I have a car deal that I got to work in front of me. I have an employee that's pissed off, and I got to decide like which angles I'm doing and who I'm going to, hey, sales manager, you go take care of the service customer. Hey, finance manager, you take care of this. I'm going to go deal with the employee. Like, and it's honestly like it's the biggest challenge that I've had to like come through with and figure out is because like I was a high performer. I sold cars, I made money, like, and drive, and I've always like, went 120%. So it was hard detaching and almost being more of a manager. And it sounds like you're getting to the point like, bro, like some of these things are stuff I got to throw at somebody else and just, give them the, personal ET touch. But you can use the ET touch too. That's nice. I like it.
I like that.
It's nice.
I've had people ask me that. Why haven't you opened up your own brokerage? Why haven't you done a team? I mean, I sell, but I don't sell that much in the grand scheme of things, right? So like, I just broke 20 million this year for the first time, which was like a big accomplishment for me. But the 20 million that I sold, although 1 month I can do 4 or 5 closings in 1 month, I don't really feel like overwhelmed yet, right? Like I'm a single guy, I live alone, like I have kids, like I go out with my friends on the weekends and stuff, but I got all
By the way, ladies, he just closed on $20 million. Come on. There can't be that many fish out there bigger than you, bro. You got this. You need to be cleaning up right now, ET.
No, that. I mean, brother, it's gonna get to a point where you do get overwhelmed, and then I guess that's when you will cross that bridge, right? Like,
I feel like, and Erik, I feel like maybe you can speak on this because you've been a salesman, then you went to the GM, then you did finance, and like, I think it's everything in life. It's like you don't really know how to handle something. For example, a team. For example, a brokerage. Until you literally just get from one space and you jump into the other, right? And it's like
it's the craziest thing. Like
that's what I tell people all the time. You're not gonna know how you're gonna handle it until you just do it.
So especially because like knowing a little bit about your background because of Willie, and you probably pretty much being able to guess about my background because his dad is my uncle. Like I don't come from money at all. Like humble beginnings, like we work hard, like that's it.
Yeah.
So to go from that to being like, I'm the CEO of my dealership for all intents and purposes. Like right. I have to deal with marketing. I deal with everything, and figuring out how to detach. What I can tell you, like just from being on the other side now and finally getting to that point, is that I wish I detached sooner. Because honestly, me detaching, waiting as long as I did to detach,
right, honestly
took away from other aspects of my business. And I could have honestly gone better, faster, harder, stronger, and made more money. And I took a step back and not waited until I got overwhelmed. Because
hindsight is always...
You want to go right to that line. So wherever that line is for you, like if overwhelmed is right here, you want to come right here.
Right.
And that's what everyone wants to do. But realistically, here is where you should. When you can see overwhelmed, that's when it's time. Because you got to think about the production then that you're getting out of someone. I know you don't close stuff every month. But realistically, like, how many more things could you close if you didn't have to deal with, like, those rental properties, if you didn't have to deal with all the BS? And there's work that you could throw at them to do to fill their time that could be training from now until, and then that drive, I'm telling you, there's nothing that will motivate you more than someone else needing you to produce.
Yeah.
Right? Like for some people that doesn't come until they have kids or until they're married. But as a single guy, for you, it could come because you have an employee that you need to
feed.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. 100%.
Dude, it's a crazy thing because all sales is very similar in that sense, right? I even think what about whatever you think, Torrente, but even breaking down the sell, all the processes that you just went through, right? When you started talking was, from when they call you, that referral comes in or somebody calls you, to when you do that first showing, to when you do this, to when you do that. When you break down all those steps, is it even a possibility of breaking down one or two of those steps to have somebody else handle just so they can take care of that part of the process? Learn that? Or do you have to go, hey, if you're the person working on this deal, you have to take the entire deal through the entire process?
So obviously deals have so many different aspects of it.
Course.
It goes from, obviously getting the client to trust you, getting the client to want to work with you, getting the client to want to work with you when there's a million other realtors around and they can easily, because there's no contractual obligation for them not to just go with somebody else and just buy something, So it's like you do put all this work to gain their trust, to get their business, and then to just kind of like in the middle of the transaction say, hey, here's Pepe, he's going to take over now. Like, it's not a good look.
No, it's tough.
Like,
it's tough.
It all depends. It all depends, but everybody is different. Everybody's completely different. And a regular family buyer, or a regular family seller is going to be different from a developer that is looking to buy land or looking to buy something to knock down or looking to sell. Their mentality of business and life is very cutthroat. You got to know who you're dealing with now. And then you got to also have a side where it's like, okay, now I'm dealing with somebody's wife who cares about colors. It's like, are you you're really talking about the color of the house? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's what paint's for.
You got to have like different
personas. It's different personas, bro. It's different personas. You have to be able to adjust. You have to, when you're going into a meeting with, first of all, let's be completely honest. We know what Miami is too, right? It's a melting pot of all different types of peoples. You could be dealing with the CEO of a corporate company one day, and then the next day you're dealing with one of your boys that is just trying to get pre-qualified for the minimum. With a smaller type house, you have to understand that process too, right? So like being able to jump back and forth, you're so right, bro. It's going to be hard to have somebody to say, yo, handle this process with, the CEO of yada, yada, yada. And then, hey, tomorrow go talk to one of my boys and just handle that for me too,
I like to be very hands-on. It could be a bad thing, but I like to be very hands-on. I don't like to let other people do my job.
Your job for you. I get you.
Like I like to do it. I like to do things my way, and I don't know. It's just the way it is.
I don't know if you know this to my cousin Erik, but Torrente has a nickname that they call him around, and it's called the
It's just Ricky, bro.
Yeah, he has a nickname called the Prince of Pinecrest.
The Prince of Pinecrest.
Of Pinecrest, yes.
Oh,
why does Ricky call you the Prince of Pinecrest?
I do a good amount of deals in Pinecrest. So like when I do post, like the stories or the posts and stuff, like a majority of them are in Pinecrest. So like he always calls me the Prince of Pinecrest. He calls me the Princess of Pinecrest too, bro. Like that guy's out of look around.
Well, of course you post the nicest pictures too, bro. Those houses are gorgeous.
Even bro, I mean, look, I just the land, it's getting out of control. Land right now, I just sold something for land. Imagine grass, $2.5 million.
He said grass.
This
he
is
sold
a crazy
grass
thing.
for $2.5 million.
I buy a rental property every year. I've been doing it for like 5 or 6 years now.
Good for you. That's awesome.
And it
doesn't count. It doesn't count because I know how much money he makes. So don't let. That's not a big deal when you make that type of money, bro. So
anyway, let's take.
It's not that cool. It's not that cool, bro.
Let's take that to the side. So I lived in Orlando.
You could be blowing it.
I have family.
Yeah.
I have family in Miami, obviously, but I live now in the Panhandle of Florida. So like that Destin, Pensacola area. That's where I live.
Yeah. Well,
when I buy these houses and people are like, "Oh my God, the market's so high, it can't get any higher," I'm like, you guys have no idea yet. I'm like, in this same state, this house in Miami is $800,000 and I'm buying it for $2. And it's just like everyone's saying, oh, it can't get any higher. I'm like, no, I've seen higher. Higher exists. Even for Miami, higher exists. You can go to New York or New Jersey and higher exists. And even though the property costs the same, if you include property taxes that those people are paying, it's not the same.
No, it's not. And insurance is a lot cheaper over there too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
a good friend of mine, Vinny Cholk, is a realtor over there. He actually moved from Miami. He played Major League Baseball, pitcher. He moved over to Destin, and I mean, he's telling me like how big Destin is getting with all the new construction, and it's on the water. I mean, right?
Yeah. I've sent Willie screenshots of fucking emerald green
Crazy.
all the time.
Crazy.
It looks like the Caribbean, but it's
Airbnb in Destin, I heard, is like ridiculous.
No, we were just he's converting.
I have a quadplex. Well, really, I have 2 duplexes that are
adjacent.
They're the same and adjacent to each other, so it's like a quadplex. And I'm converting one of the units to an Airbnb, and then when the other leases come up, I'm gonna do the same with the other 3. But it's out of control. Like, and especially it's the one place where you could still buy at a level that when you rent it out, you're still covering your mortgage, even with interest rates the way they are.
Yeah. Destin is a place, and it's just like all of Florida, where it's a year-round thing, right? So, like, summer is crazy because it's summer.
Yeah.
Winter is crazy because it's not
Everybody's
hot.
down.
Yep.
Yep.
And everybody from up north comes down. Mm-hmm. From a lot of Canadians come down.
Yeah.
New York, all those places.
Yeah.
So,
bro, this time period that we're at right now is the only period of somewhat no man's land. But what's happening is next week, Mardi Gras starts. And everyone has this idea that Mardi Gras is just in New Orleans. It started in Pensacola.
So they're partying there too.
Oh, it's covering the one time period that's like a little bit of a lull is right until next week. And now, like, already, if you're trying to
get like Google confirmation of that, I've never heard of that one.
Oh,
yo, Erik, let's figure that out, bro.
Let's do it right now. I got you.
Torrente,
right
you gotta go to Destin, bro.
Bro, I guess that's where it's at, huh?
I mean, maybe, bro. Maybe that's where the party's at, kid. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Bro, Torrente, tell me about the real estate in Miami, bro. Like, is it gonna keep going up? Like, is it in the same shape as everywhere else in the U.S., or is Miami just never gonna stop? Like, what do you think?
That's a really good question. I get that question a lot as well. And,
I can imagine.
Yeah. So obviously nobody can tell the future, right?
Yeah.
It seems like interest rates are going to continue to rise. I think the Fed's meeting sometime soon, and I believe their plan is to raise interest rates again, which, by the way, that's the interest rates for the Fed is not directly correlated to mortgage rates. The mortgage rates are correlated to the 10-year, which is not, but that's just a different story. Anyways, Miami's growing, man.
1874, Mardi Gras, Pensacola, baby.
Crazy.
It's Pensacola and Mobile did it because they're across the bay from each other.
Cool. That's sick. So Miami's continuing to grow every single day. And one thing that I really see and look at is what are the big guys doing, right? What are the billionaires doing? Bro, they're investing in Miami, and they're building like crazy, and they continue to buy, and that just goes to show you where Miami's going. And it's all directly correlated, man. The more they build, the more people are going to come. I think Miami is the #1 growing city in the United States, or where people are moving to. It's like 1,000 something a day. I just read that today. We're still like in a housing shortage, believe it or not. One thing that I have seen is that, yes, interest rates are higher. Yes, sales have gone down, but prices have not dropped. I don't know if you've realized that.
That's so true.
So, like, the first thing they teach in any economics class is supply and demand, right? Like, that's day one.
Yeah. Something's got to give.
One thing, interest rates raising in a lot of places, what they were hoping was for it to temper demand. But your area in particular, because, like, there is some land, but there's not huge mass land available. If you want to live in South Florida, Like the supply is not there.
Yeah.
So the demand, even though like demand might have tempered, they're not doing what they're actually trying to do as far as in your area, in our state in general.
Yeah.
Like pricing hasn't changed like what it should. I don't know about like, California or these people where people were leaving the states. Right?
Good thing we don't live there.
Those are liberal problems that I don't want nothing to do with.
I'm not getting into politics.
No, let's not get into politics.
Yeah, this podcast is going forever to get into politics.
Yeah, we'll be here all night. Let's stick to the script.
I'm definitely not happening, bro.
On a rant.
Yeah.
I made sure to leave that off of what we were going to talk about today was politics.
Good.
But just realistically, yeah, they haven't they still don't have enough new builders to build new homes. They don't have the availability for all those things. So like, it's just like with cars. Like, have car sales slowed down? Yeah, a little. Have prices gone down? I don't have the cars. Like, if I don't have new cars,
that's true.
I don't have to. I'm not changing my price. Where are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
If you come to me for an Escalade and I happen to have one in stock, which I don't because I sold it today, but if I happen to have one in stock, with what audacity do you think that you can like negotiate a price when I have the only one in the Panhandle of Florida?
That's true. Go to. Hey, bro, you're gonna tell them
drive from Pensacola to Tampa, and between that time that you drive from one to the other, hopefully they don't sell it because they only got one. Yeah. And you think I'm gonna discount my car?
No.
Escalades are out of control. It's a very popular car. It's a lot like going back to David, Land Rovers. I mean, those.
Yeah, bro. They're not on the lot, bro. You just can't. You can't go to a dealership anymore and just drive a car.
The full bodies, which are like the big ones, like when they first came out, those were going 100 over sticker, 100, yeah. And then now they're going for like 50 over sticker. And I mean, imagine like the times are tough, right? They're still selling like crazy.
Yeah,
bro. But no, I can't keep an Escalade on my lot. Like it's the craziest thing.
Yeah,
it's still even truthfully, like it's almost impossible to keep a Yukon on my lot.
Yeah, but going back to the market where it's at, kind of land browser, not all right. Going back to like the market where it's at, just like in any business, I feel like you have different markets and different
times.
Right, exactly. So it's all about adjusting, I would say. So yeah, sales are down, right, for residential at least. And so what does that mean? It's like, okay, my sales, everybody's sales, more than likely are going to go down from what the sales were last year. And prices are going to stay the same, so that's not necessarily bad, but you have to adapt. It's like, how do you got to think outside the box, right? I'm just like every average Joe realtor. It's the same thing that's happening to them is happening to me. So something that is, for example, 2-3 years ago around COVID, when the interest rates were on the floor, everybody was, okay, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to put $30,000 over asking. I'm going to waive my appraisal contingency, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm going to buy the house, right? And there was 10, 15 offers, 20 offers at some point. So it's like, that's a crazy market, right? How am I going to think outside the box? Who am I working with, right? I was working at the time with buyers that they didn't want to put money over asking price. They didn't want to put money over appraisal. So it was like, okay, I'm going to go broke because I'm not going to sell any houses. My list
even in a good market.
In a great market. Right. No, not a good market.
Great. No, great.
Great
yeah,
market.
You're right.
And if you think about it, it's one offer being accepted amongst 10, 20 offers. So it's like, just like a market like now where things are slowing down, prices are not dropping, but things are still slowing down. How are you going to adjust? The way that I adjusted during that COVID, I said to myself, how can I sell still, make money? And like, what are people buying right now that people are kind of like overlooking? And it was back to what you said, Erik, land. There was a good amount of land, right? And I had a phobia of cold calling. Imagine me, somebody who can talk to a wall. I used to call people, shake, and hang up because I didn't know how to do it. But it's like when you put your back against the wall, right? And it's like, okay, now I got no choice because I'm not beating out any offer. Now, so what am I going to do? So I made some contacts with like developers and stuff. And I had like an architect that I'm really close with that has put also developers in my way. And what I would do, I would go to the office and I would go on Google Maps and I would start scrolling through Google Maps and I would look for land.
No way.
Yeah, I would click the land and I would find the address, and I have a website that you plug in the address and it gets me the numbers. Really.
Wow, bro.
The amount of land that I sold in the last like 2-3 years is unbelievable. And it's just from adapting, right? It's like, what are you going to do to make money? And let me tell you, they're the best sales ever. You're on the phone. You don't go to the property.
You don't got to show it? You mean
There's
you don't have
nothing
to
to
show
go
the
to.
grass?
It's just land.
You don't got to do an inspection. You don't got to do appraisals. You don't got to do anything.
It's there.
It's just
Now,
right there. It is what you get.
One thing that I did adjust as well, which comes over time, and Erik and Willie too, bro. I mean, both of us can definitely agree with this and understand is you're as good as you are confident, right? So like when I first got into the business, I would let these guys that were older than me tell me something and I would disagree with it and I would still agree with them because I was scared to tell them that they were wrong. When COVID came around and my back was against the wall, whatever, and I needed to sell, I said to myself, bro, who gives a fuck? Just let it ride. Bro, you should, I mean, I was talking to these developers like, no, you're wrong. Like, you're no. Like, are you crazy?
What that's called? That's
This
called
is the
big
best
dick energy, right?
This is the best
called,
deal you're
bro.
going to find. And by the way, I called you first. Like, I have other guys that I'm waiting to call. Oh, okay. And then, you just, that's what, dude, like, it's crazy how you go from, and by the way, sometimes, like, I hate to say this, but sometimes, like, I don't even believe, I'm not bullshitting them, but I don't believe half the shit that I'm saying. Like, for example, okay, I'll give you one example.
Give me an example.
I sell cars. Trucks.
I don't know anything
about.
It's a safe space.
I'm calling. I call vacant land. I tell them that I have a buyer, and they're like, "Listen, we're not going to give you the listing." I say, "Hey, no problem. I have a buyer." My buyer makes a ridiculous offer. Doesn't go through. So I said to them, "Look, I think to myself, hey, be confident. You have nothing to lose." No. I said to them, "Hey, how much do you want for the property?" $900. Okay. How about this? I guarantee you I'll get you $900,000 for your property if you give me the listing. Oh, yeah? How are you going to give me that guarantee? Well, we'll do this. I'll sign a 6-month listing agreement with you. I will pay for your survey. I will do all the marketing, and I'll give you a out after 3 months with no, like, you don't have to pay me a dollar. If you don't like what I'm doing, after 3 months, you can fire me, and I'll put it in writing, whatever. And I guarantee you, we'll list it at $1 million. I guarantee you, I'll get you $900,000. Oh, okay. Well, let me talk with my wife. This was after like they said no, and I just kept pounding them. Finally, they gave me the listing. It was my first cold call listing that I've ever gotten. I listed the property, and we didn't get under contract because they got greedy. But in 2 days, I got them a $900,000 cash offer.
Wow.
Cash offer in 2 days. We didn't go through with it because we countered at $925 and then construction costs went up and whatever. But I ended up selling it for $900 a month or two down the line. Then they owned the property next door. They lived in Boston. They owned the property next door. I ended up selling that, doubling it, getting buyer and seller on that. And it's like, it's crazy. Like what you do, depending on who you are as a person, obviously. It's crazy that what you do, like when you're like pushed against the wall and it's like, okay, like you're clearly not gonna, you're not what you're doing right now, you're not gonna make shit, you know? Like how are you gonna plus? So
you had no way of guaranteeing it, but what you did know was that you were gonna bust your ass and figure out a way. You didn't know what the way was. You didn't know how. You didn't know the what, the where, or the how, but you knew the who, and you knew the who was you.
Exactly. And then the same thing goes to now. Like, I mean, I closed a one deal this year. I have another closing coming up at the end of the month. But man, wait, to be 100% honest, like I don't really got that much come after that, right? I'm working with a couple buyers.
Yeah.
And then when you go from selling 20, it's like now I want to sell 25, I want to sell 30. It's like, how are you gonna adjust?
Get to that level.
My office mate, who you know very well, I'm sure, Alex San Juan. Shout out. Juan.
Shout out Sap.
So he does a lot of commercial. And that's one thing that I've realized now is like, okay, sales are down for residential, but where can I make money where that I can tap into that people are still buying, right? Like these big guys are investing.
Yeah, the big dogs.
So, now I'm having Alex, who's very, very good at commercial, kind of guide me on how to work these deals, how to find them and all that, and then like I have buyers, he's calling me right now. So it's like, I think that's kind of like where I want to go this year is to the commercial side, because that they're selling like crazy. And again, they're cash deals, a lot of them, and they're big deals.
That's the place to be, bro. That's the place to be then. All right. The next thing I want to hear about is your property, because I see you already doing the work on your property. So I want to hear about your property and your buying experience.
Sorry, I'm gonna say on the phone. Okay, so this is my first property that I bought under, like, it's mine. I'm gonna live it. I've done 3 or 4 flips, so I've purchased before and done the renovation, so I kind of have like experience when it comes to renovating properties and all that. But I finally just got a townhouse in Kings Creek, which is like by Dadeland.
Mm-hmm.
And a buddy of mine, actually, it's funny, was posting on Instagram. His name is Marlon. He was like, "Oh yeah, I have this," to all his Instagram followers, "I have this a townhouse in Kings Creek. If you guys are interested, let me know." So I was like, "Oh, let me go by and swing by and see if I like it." Maybe it was for investment, maybe it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, went by. I really liked it. Put in an offer, got it, and then now I'm gonna remodel the whole thing and live it. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,300 square feet. I got it for $423. I got a good deal.
Sheesh.
It's all I need. It's what I want. It's in the area that I need. So from here, what I'll do is I'll renovate it and then hopefully do what Erik does, is just focus on getting investment properties from here on out. I think one thing that I regret in my real estate career is not buying and holding. I've purchased and renovated and flipped, and I've made good money doing it. But again, when you got to pay the 30% because it's capital gains.
Oh, yep, capital gains, bro. It hits you hard.
Within a year. It's like, it's good money, but obviously everything in hindsight is 2020, like I was saying. So what I want to do now is, obviously I could have probably purchased something in a little pricier,
mm-hmm.
but like I said, I'm by myself, I'm single, like I didn't need anything that. So what I want to do is no estar atar cuello, with like,
of course.
I don't really want a roommate. So find something that I can
afford
comfortable, and location to me was very important. I'm always at the Heat games, so shout out Miami Heat.
Hey,
so I'm always like in downtown, and then my office is on 128th Street in Pinecrest. I go to the gym by the Falls, and my dad lives in downtown. My mom lives by Baptist, which is actually right next to there.
Yeah.
And then, bro, I'm in Hialeah, I'm in freaking Homestead. So I was like, I need to be by like the Dateline area, and obviously things are really expensive there. So I kind of took my time, but ended up making the move. I'm super happy, renovating it. Looking forward to moving in and just like
let's go, baby. Congrats, bro. That's amazing. Yo, Erik, so he has his boys in there doing the demo and stuff right now, bro. He's got his homeboys in there doing it. I'm sure for the properties you were flipping, you probably paid somebody to do that. But now since it's yours, you're like, I ain't trying to pay all that money to get somebody to demo this house.
I'm trying to save as much money as possible.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yo, bro, that's one question I wanted to ask you, bro. I know you brought up Hialeah, and I'm from Hialeah, born and raised there. I'll tell you a story, bro.
Listen. Don't ask me what I think about Hialeah.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Go ahead.
What'd you say? It was not what?
Don't ask me about Hialeah because it's not going to be a good positive response.
Hold on.
Go for it though.
Go ahead. I'm gonna see what's up here. Here we go. I lived on 56th and 13th Court, right off of 103rd, off 103rd off the Palmetto, right before getting onto 75, right. So I'm about to get on 75 one day to work out with Johnny at school during COVID. Johnny he stopped working. He was like, yo, let's go work out. All right, perfect. Let's go. He gets there before Ruiz. Yeah, he was working out at the school.
I was gonna say,
I know. Well, that day, the last day he worked out, that's where he worked out at. So he texted me. He says, hey, somebody got COVID here. Like, don't come. So I was about to get on the Palmetto, and I always put my GPS, even though I've done the drive 100 times, just to see with traffic, whatever. Dude, so it was like 25 minutes to get to Miami from where I was at in Hialeah, right about to get on the Palmetto. Zach texts me at the same time, Collins, and goes, yo, come to Sheridan. We're training at an open field here. Come train over here. I've switched the GPS to the address he sends me, 25 minutes that way too. And bro, I started thinking, I'm like, damn, bro. Yo, Hialeah's kind of right in the middle of everything in a sense. Bro, it literally is in the middle of everything. And now if you go to East Hialeah, they got buildings popping up everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So now you tell me why Hialeah is a bad place.
Have you been there?
Yes, I've been there, bro. Tell me the truth. Tell me. I want to hear it because you're a professional. You know better than I do. Oh. When you talk about location and old crappy houses that you could flip and make them beautiful, I think it's in Hialeah.
So actually, I think like the Airbnb, I saw a statistic that like where you make the most money is in Hialeah, in Airbnb, and all of Miami. Bro, I don't know how.
So crazy.
And I think
every time I would come to visit this guy, I would be like, man, I gotta make sure I lock my door.
Oh my gosh!
Listen, I'm not gonna go as far as saying that, okay?
Bro, and this is I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, bro, and I'm thinking that going to this kid's house in Hialeah. Stop, bro. Stop.
Go ahead, Torrente. Tell it. Let him speak. I want to hear from him.
I had a listing in Hialeah.
Uh-huh.
I got from my cousin, who's an attorney. He referred me. He's a mediator as well, and there was a family argument between two sisters, a sister and a daughter, and a mom. Right, so sister, mom versus sister. They were all untitled. They didn't come to a resolution. They needed to sell. Like, and you guys, I could be bullshitting you guys this entire time, but I'm pretty sure you guys know that I like what I do and that I work pretty hard, and that when I start something, I don't want to finish. That is the worst deal I have ever been a part of in my entire life. And it was from all aspects. The freaking people that I had to deal with were insane. I had to deal with the four of them. Then I had to deal with the primas and the people and the husband, and then the two attorneys. And it was like dealing with 10 people. And then one of them is with the other one, and then they have me on speaker, and they're screaming at me, telling me that their other sister is a terrible person, and and I mean, like, bro, this was a deal that lasted like 10 months, like, not even kidding.
Oh man,
hell. I would make okay. Now here's where Hialeah comes in. Those are Hialeah people, so okay.
He's not wrong. You're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong.
All Hialeah people I hate,
Thank you.
I was bad that I said that. I take that back. But not all I
It's
hate
bad,
people.
but it's a little true.
I would say there's a good amount.
Absolutely, absolutely, I agree.
Now, oh Jesus Christ. So the realtors, this has never happened to me in my entire life. I've had this happen. It happened multiple times. The realtors would make appointments with me. Mind you, like I told you, my job is not the most difficult job in the world. Answer your phone
Show up.
show the property.
Yeah.
They would make appointments with me, call me, make appointments with me. Hey, and by the way, they don't speak English. Like, and they don't even try.
Yeah, no. Not
It's
even.
like no. And the best is like when they call me, I will literally speak to them in English, and they will be like, "You don't speak Spanish?" No. Like there'll be times where I'm just so pissed. I'm like, no, I don't speak Spanish. No, I'm not kidding. Whatever.
Yeah.
I did that sometimes. I take it back. That was bad. I shouldn't do that. But then I would eventually speak Spanish and whatever. But it's like, dude, at least try. And then, okay, so then we make an appointment for 5, right? Mind you, I live by Baptist. Getting to Hialeah at 5,
It's impossible.
45 minutes, right? Bro, they won't show up. They'll send their clients alone, and they'll tell. And I'll literally go, "Why didn't you come to the property?" "Oh, sorry, I had a doctor's appointment," and it's all bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, dude, you guys have to do your job. And then, for example, that was a time where like things were crazy. So I would put the house on the market. It got in their contract like 3 times, and then it all fell through all 3 times.
Of course.
I would say everybody comes Saturday from 12 to 2, and your realtor has to come. Bro, none of the realtors came.
They just don't show up.
They would just send their clients and just go. And it's like, again, like, if showing the properties have to work, like, bro, just get in your car and show it. It's declarado. It's being declarado.
Yeah, no, straight up.
Now, not all realtors are like that. There was just a lot of nice ones, blah blah. But back to what you were saying about Hialeah. Hialeah is very, very, very up and coming. There's a lot of new construction going on there in terms of like multifamily, like building wise units. And yeah, I mean, Hialeah is.
Okay, so we can agree. Real estate wise, Hialeah is not a bad place. What sucks is the people that are dealing with the real estate in Hialeah.
Yeah, and just like, and I think,
Mr. Hialeah.
I think the people, not all of them again, but the people in general are just, I think they have their mindset a little, like, life doesn't work like that. Like they're a little out of control, you know?
Of course, man, of course.
And then I'll have because there used to be people, it was vacant halfway through, but for the first half there was people living there. Bro, people will just go to no appointment, go and just knock. Hey, I see you're selling the property. Let me come in. Like, what? We're like, what in planet do you live in that you're just coming to the property and just knocking? And sometimes they'll go to the backyard and just start walking around.
Oh, just open the side gate and y pa' adentro.
So no sinvergüenza.
That was a problem.
Bro. No, that's not cool. I totally agree, bro. There needs to be a change because I love that place, bro. I'm telling you, like when I tell you about where it's at in relation to everywhere else, like I would love to live there, but you walk into Publix and it's absolutely insane, bro. You walk into anywhere. Yo, my sister, when we lived there, she would literally drive to Pines to go to Publix just because she couldn't stand how absolutely rude and disrespectful the people were that were working there. And I love it. I love that place, bro. I literally love it.
Listen, I embrace like Miami. I love Miami too.
Yes.
And I love like the corre, like the being like you know,
Fast pace, yeah.
Going from place to place. The not saying hi in the elevator doesn't bother me at all. You know, people being like kind of rude or like kind of like Miami, like not saying hi, like it bro, that doesn't bother me at all. Like I don't think I'll ever leave Miami. But I'll tell you why Hialeah is not central. Because nobody lives in Pembroke Pines. Pembroke Pines sucks, okay? My boy Junior.
That's messed up, bro. That's a great place.
Sorry, Jim Allers, who was just on the podcast living in Pembroke Pines.
I make fun of my friend Juju every single day. I'm gonna send him a video after. He literally, bro. No, I can't share this video because it says bad words. But like, he's like, "Yo, guy," me and my buddy are out Saturday night. He's like, "Yo, guys, Dolphins game tomorrow," and me and him sending a video. Bro, you think we're gonna go to Pembroke Pines tomorrow after a night out, brother? You're crazy. You're the one who decided to move to Pembroke Pines. Who the hell lives in Pembroke Pines, bro? Who lives in Pembroke Pines,
bro?
That's why I don't think that Hialeah is central, because Pembroke Pines is not the north. Hialeah is the north. Dayland's the middle. Homestead is the south.
So that's everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their opinions. Now we're gonna come to me that grew up in Hialeah. For me,
Pines is not even Dade County, bro. Pines is
anything south of freaking, honestly, Doral, bro. Anything south of Doral is damn south. Everything north
that's the Keys
of Hialeah, yeah, that's it. From
Doral down is all the Keys,
bro. That's it.
It's the Keys.
I don't really go down there unless there's a special occasion. Which for 3 years I had to go to damn school all the time down there, and of course now I have friends down there. So
Willie, you lived at home? No, you didn't live at home.
Yes, bro. Of course I lived at home. Babo.
You were a superstar. They didn't pay for your freaking room?
Yo, I'm gonna get that clip out. That's right. I should. You know what would have been dope? You want to know what I talk to people all the time, bro. If NIL deals was a thing when I was in college, bro.
This podcast would have already been blown up,
bro. I would have been doing it, bro. Yo, I remember having a flat tire at school, bro, playing with 7,000. Esto, lo otro, una locura in a play. I invited everybody and their grandmother, everybody's this, that, buying food. And I get out of the stadium, Papa, with a flat tire, cuz. Yo, I'm calling everybody, bro. Ain't nobody picking up. Everybody's asleep. Huh?
Where'd you invite everybody? To your house?
To the game. I'm saying to the game. When I was in college, bro, it was the best. Yeah, but I didn't have an apartment either. I didn't have freaking gas. I didn't have anything, bro. It was de madre, brother. And now these kids are running around with $1 million checks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you would have done well for yourself because, you know, you're a special person. You're a specimen. You're superstar Willie, Mr. 305.
No.
But I don't think baseball NIL deals would be that great.
Papa, 10 grand would have been dope when I was in college.
But one thing I will say is just because you're from the area, you play ball, you're Cuban, and the way and the style that you played, I think you could at least have gotten something from like Bravo Supermarket or some shit. Like you had at least a couple grand there.
This guy's name would have been Willie Sedanos Abreu.
They would have made him take a sip of cafecito on the side that said Sedanos right before he went.
You know how the buyers in COVID were like fighting for each other. Like, no, I'll give you 10 grand. So Sedanos and Presidente would have been like, no. Tú vete para la pinga. No, tú vete para la pinga. And bro, this guy would have been like a legend. This guy would have been a millionaire.
Oh my gosh, bro! I would have been negotiating contracts, bro. That would have been nice. No, bro, they have it good now, bro. Es una locura, brother.
Do you know any kids that are playing there right now?
Yeah. I know some of them, yeah.
And have you talked to them about NIL? Like, any of them are getting?
I mean, bro, I'm guessing some of them are in Life Wallet. I assume.
Yeah, maybe the ones that know Johnny and
Johnny.
You get NIL. You get NIL. You get NIL.
I'm sure they are, but maybe something, bro. Who knows? You know what? Sometimes I do see like sponsored posts and stuff from the guys on the team from like batting gloves and this and that.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, it's cool, dude. I like it, bro. I would have loved it, honestly. Because when I signed my check, when I got paid, I had to go pay student loans back like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is. But all right, bro, forget about the business. Now let's get into the fun.
No. Go ahead. I was a UM fan. I'm no longer a UM fan because
my gosh,
they mistreated you, and I don't appreciate that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. You know what? I'm gonna take this off too. No, I'm kidding. This is John Jay. Is my dog. John Jay and
that guy's, bro, what a guy.
These are my guys. Those are my guys, bro. But all right, let's talk about the fun stuff, bro. Because I said we talked a lot about business. This went a lot longer than I thought I was gonna go. But yo, tell me about the Miami nightlife, bro. Because people are gonna see this that don't realize. Listen, I'm gonna put this into context. Obviously, you grew up there, right? I grew up there. I understand what it is, but please explain what your childhood was like. I mean, started at 16. I could guess when it started, but started at 16. What in the world were we given access to at the youngest of ages? Please just give me a little bit of enlightenment.
So we did a lot of clubbing when we were younger. And there might have been alcohol around us, but we were not drinking underage.
We never drank underage. Put that on record.
So, speaking of Johnny, one of my best friends since I was playing at Red Berries, we grew up together basically. I went to school in Tennessee for like a year, and then I came back down, and I played baseball at St. Thomas University, which was a little, that's like by Hialeah a little bit too.
Opalaka, cuz you were in the hood, bro.
Yes, I certainly was.
Yes.
And so obviously going out with like Ricky, Johnny, all those guys, we've been blessed to have John Sr. and Myra as like our like secondary parents.
Yep.
So I'll never forget one day we're going out and stuff. We're probably like 16, 7, June. No. Hey, bro, what am I talking about? Like, yeah, in high school we did do a lot of that, but we really got after it like in college. Like I'd say like sophomore or junior year, and we were still like 19,
20, 21, yeah, whatever.
Myra, Johnny's mom, was like, oh, it's probably better that you guys go and get like bottle service and have like your own little section VIP because you never know, there's a lot of fights, whatever. That was probably the greatest thing to have ever happened to my friend group ever. Because again, shout out to the Ruiz family. Thank you.
for sponsoring these shenanigans.
We would go out 3 to 4 times a week, and we went VIP every single time. And we went on the boat like crazy. I mean, dude, like part of my childhood and like just like how much fun I've had and the things that go on at that during those events that like it's all
shout out to them. Yeah. Same here, bro. Same here.
We were getting into every nightclub we wanted. Mokai, Basement, Live. We did Story. I mean, now like the Grove is in, but the Grove wasn't back in the day.
No.
So I mean, it was crazy. It was nuts. And I mean, we had the most energy in the world. Like we were doing. Wednesday was hip hop night at Mokai. Friday we did Mokai. Then Saturday we would do Bolt Day, and then Saturday night we go to Basement. And it's like, I go out one night now, and like I'm in bed for like 3 days.
Yeah,
yeah,
just wrecked, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but now the Grove is back. But the nightlife, back to what you were saying, like how was it? It was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. I mean, we're still going out and stuff.
Yeah.
Torrente, how old are you now?
28.
Okay, so put you on to something right now. Yes, not yesterday, but Saturday night I go out after work. It's car business, so I'm working on Saturday. We go out after work. I have 2 beers, and we go to a cigar bar, and I have 2 cigars.
Dude, don't.
Bro, I'm wrecked.
Oh, wrecked.
Wrecked. You would have thought I got fucking hammered, bro. The next day, I could barely see. My body hurts in different places that like don't make sense. I'm like, what happened to my neck? What happened to it, bro? Man, 2 beers and 2 cigars.
Dude, but those cigars had to have been some strong ass cigars. Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've smoked some cigars that, with a drink, bro, puts you on your ass. Even without a drink, it puts you on your ass. Like, I've had to, like, put out, like, cigars, like, halfway and then, like, smoke it later on. Like, I'm a mild I have a little humidor here with like all like mild cigars, like nothing
But
crazy.
what Willie could testify is my dad would let me smoke cigars at 16.
Dude,
So like,
So now it's like, yeah.
well, no, he's already back on the other end though. Now it's a lot. Now smoking 2 cigars is bad, dude. But that's the thing.
It gets so much.
When I would smoke with my uncle, it was terrible, bro, because he's like, oh, these are what men smoke. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys. Bro, this is what a man smokes. Un poco de pinche. Yeah, smoke this, bro. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not smoking that, bro. Like, you're gonna kill somebody with that stuff.
Well, I have a question for you guys. You guys are obviously doing. By the way, I have no idea where this podcast came from. Like, what your guys' intention is. I have Ricky Stevie was like, yo, do you want to go on a podcast with Willie and like just talk about life? And I was like, yeah, of course. I love like let's talk.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Erik, are you guys partnered here? Like, is it Willie's? Is it you guys doing it together, or like is Erik just joining because he's in sit? Like, you guys don't know.
Bro, we don't really that's my best friend. That Eric's my best friend, my cousin.
You guys do every single podcast together?
No. Sometimes he does one. Sometimes I'll do one.
So you guys working together, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I love this podcast. I think this could be. I think it can at least be a big, like Miami thing. And maybe even the Destin, area as well, possibly. But like, what's your goal with this? Like, where do you guys want to take it? Just kind of want to get the fans some background that are probably listening and or will be watching. Like,
I'll tell you the truth, man. I really genuinely love this. Like, I love having conversations and learning from other people. I like to hang out with people that are smarter than me, that know more than me, and
wait. So then, why did you invite me on the podcast then?
Because you know a lot more about houses than I do. There you go. But
yeah, that's it.
That's so everywhere in my career, everywhere I've been since I was a little kid, I've always tried to hang out with people that know more than I do because I want to learn, right? So my whole point and our whole point of doing this is just really having conversations with people that know a lot about one topic or another. And of course, I have a lot of friends that have done a lot of cool things. So I'm not going to sit here and BS and say, yo, I'm not going to try to get John Jay on here because he has 100,000 of followers. Yeah, bro, I want this podcast to get out there. But in reality, man, it's really just to have conversations. And I love like what Joe Rogan does, not really like a set plan. He does have some things that he talks about, but just having conversations with people and make it very humanized. A lot of people think like, all right, because Erik Torrente sells $20 million worth of real estate, he's not just a normal human being. And like, I know more than anybody that you are a very normal human being that does normal things, likes to go out, likes to hang out, still doing things like being smart about how much money he's spending on his house, not just botando dinero a lo loco, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't even get to it, but we could have you on another time, but like talking about traveling and doing crap that you like to do with your friends, still hanging out. You and Chino, bro, you guys have been best friends forever. You're still eating crap. You're still doing things that regular people do. Yeah. But your work ethic and dedication to your craft really got you to where you are now. And like that type of storytelling is what I really like to put into perspective for other people that are trying to do what you do, bro. Because there is a lot of people, we joke around, bro, but like there is a lot of people that want to get into real estate and don't know how and don't know what it took. And you making a comment like, yo, I had my back on the wall. And I said, yo, I was nervous as hell. No matter how cool you may think I am, no matter how many people you think I know, my back was on the wall. And there was a day I was sitting in my house like, damn, bro, I don't know what to do. I need to make that bread. You feel me? Like whether I want to or not, I'm going to go cold call. I've never thought I'd be in the position to have to cold call. With how many people you know, do you think you were ever going to make a cold call? When you were a kid and everybody that you knew in Miami, you thought you were going to have to make a cold call?
No. And not only that, I was also scared to make cold calls. So I didn't think I was going to ever get over the fear of being told no.
Bro, I have the same feeling you see, that's why I like having these conversations and getting on these podcasts because people need to hear this. Bro, like you said, everybody knew me. I was the man, this and that, all these things. But bro, when I got into sales, they said, there you go. Here's a script. here's a phone. Good luck. And I go, what do I do? All right, I'm going to use my charm. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And I'm trying to talk to a CEO like that. Click, 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 click. Nothing. So I started having to learn the art of selling. And I want to have Chance on here too, that you know very well, Torrente. Like, bro, me and Chance was still on the phone day after day trying to come up with cold call scripts, testing it, this, that, to try to get to a point where we could actually have the balls to have a conversation with somebody about something we didn't really know much about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, you had that same realization, like, yo, you know what? That's it, bro. I'm going to grow a pair today and I'm going to let it rip. And I had to get to that point too. And Erik had to do it too. We've talked about it, how when he started selling, he went to the dealership and he didn't know much about what he was selling, but he had to grow a pair and say, hey, I'm going to try to do this and I'm going to do it as best as I could. Like, so I guess I got a little bit going crazy, but that's,
that was a great question I just asked you.
For me, it's a little different because, like, for me, it's less about, like, I do want to learn. I always want to be learning. But realistically, like,
every day.
The other day, and I say other day, but I mean, like, there was a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to my brother, and I think I talked to Willie about this too, and I was like, man, you know, like, there's really not a lot of representation out there, like, for culturally for us, like, on a national level, there's not a lot of representation. In Miami, you'll have, like, local level, but, like, you know, you have Joe Rogan, right? I love the guy. I think his show's awesome, but he culturally, he doesn't represent me. He doesn't know what it feels like to come home to two parents that only speak Spanish. He don't know that. He doesn't know the feeling of, like, you know, a lot of my family members needing to go through the immigration process. They don't understand that. You know, he also, I'm sure, doesn't know what a good mango tastes like. He has no idea. But does that make sense? So, like, in my head, I was like, man, you know, I would like at least to be able to leave my kids, like, not only memories of, you know, their dad, because, you know, I have two twin boys, but also, like, a little representation. So, like, the different people, like, we've interviewed now baseball players, you know, real estate, including you, UFC fighter, a good friend of mine, Jim. Like, I want to show them a representation culturally of a lot of different people and, like, literally leave them something, because, like, I can leave them money, I can leave them properties, I can leave them all this stuff,
which you will,
and all they're gonna want to do is hear their dad's voice.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what?
And let me just chime in on something. I feel like, you know, we've and Erik and Willie, you being a Mr. 305 baseball star, I'm sure you can pay it forward with the, you know, people that are asking you questions or coming up baseball, or Erik, if it's for the car industry, and for me, it's real estate. I don't want to sound like I'm bigger than what I am, but I had a mentor that he died like 3-4 years ago, but that guy sold. I mean, there was a point where that guy was selling 100 properties a year. I mean, he was insane.
Jeff, right? Jeff,
yeah. Because you probably saw my Instagram.
Yeah.
And that guy took time to help everybody. And it might have killed him, to be 100% honest. From when I started off at Lux Properties, was there for like 3 or 6 months, got called by Coldwell Banker. Just so happened to be that Jeff was an agent there at Coldwell Banker. So I signed with them, and I sat shoulder to shoulder with Jeff for many years. And what I realized and what I learned, right, just listening to him talk and how he responded to people and how he never missed a phone call. But what I also realized was all these agents always coming up to him and saying, hey, can you help me with this? And he'd say, yeah, and he'd help. Or, no, I can't help right now. I'll help you at 5. And he never said no. That guy at one point owned over 100 properties, over 100, not including some buildings that he had like different units and stuff. he was building 3 to 4 new construction properties where he was probably going to be making $500,000 to $600,000 at least on each. He would had great listings, and I'm not the best at what I do by any stretch of the imagination, but, and I think you guys can attest to this as well. I'm good enough at what I do that, like, if I really, really wanted to, I could like be like, no, I'm not going to help them with anything because I don't have time, right? I feel like no matter how big you get or whatever, you always have to pay it forward, right? And that's a big thing about this podcast and a big thing about, I think, what your personalities are. Because I know Willie for sure, if anybody ever asked you for advice, you would definitely take time, no matter if you were in the minors or if you were at UM. And I'm sure, Erik, if you are guys are best friends, I'm sure you're the same way.
Absolutely.
I've had friends I've had clients who've had their kids get real estate licenses. I'm no longer going to get their business. I've literally answered all their phone calls. Anything you need, I'm here. Friends, so on and so forth. So like this podcast could be something that like, it's like kind of like a pay it forward thing.
Yeah.
Is like, how can I help you get business? There's enough business in real estate to go around for everybody. There's enough cars to sell. There's enough sales for everybody.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel like, and it obviously helps with karma, in my opinion, but taking time out of your day or whenever you can help somebody to, pay it forward. And I feel like this would be also a great platform as well, is like taking the time out of your day at 8 p.m. I'm missing phone calls, whatever, I'm going to call them back. But it's like, let's have this conversation. Let's see how I can help you or you guys or somebody that is now going to be listening to this podcast.
Yep. You're absolutely correct, bro. And that's a great point to make, because so many people try to act like you can't help others, but we all learn by somebody, like you said, somebody like Jeff helping you.
I don't know shit. And
nothing.
My dad helped me get into this business. Mm-hmm. I still sell his properties that he renovates and stuff. But he gave me a property to sell, my first property ever. From that property, I got 3 other people to buy properties. So it's like getting an opportunity and taking that and then moving forward, right? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, I started from the bottom and I didn't have anybody helping me. I definitely had people helping me. And everything that I know about, besides my dad, but everything that I know about real estate in terms of writing a contract, what to say to people, open houses, showing up to appraisals with a copy of the contract and all comparables, doing this, doing that, doing everything. It's Jeff. Literally, I talk like him. Everything that I do is because of what he taught me. So it's like if I can pass on his legacy, like to somebody else, bro. I mean, it's a great feeling. It truly is a great feeling.
Bro, you don't understand how much I appreciate you saying something like that, because when people talk about I did it on my own, I like all those things. Like I've probably mistakenly said that too. So, but the truth is there's nobody in this world that does something alone, especially being in sales. If nobody ever bought from us, we'd never make any money. So let's keep it as simple as that. But you didn't come out of your mother's womb knowing how to sell a car. You didn't come out of your mother's womb knowing how to sell a house. You didn't come out with a real estate exam. You weren't a real estate agent. Like right. Nobody can. I didn't come out of my mother's womb swinging a baseball bat. I learned how to swing a baseball bat. I had a lot of people that helped me become who I am, right? And be able to do the things that I do. And all of us have had that. So the fact that sometimes people say, oh, I did it on my own. That's a lie, man. Like, I hate that kids have to sometimes think like, oh, man, if I don't figure it out, then I'm not going to be able to do it. No, ask somebody for help. Yeah. Somebody's going to lend you that hand, because nobody here, like nobody did it by themselves. Bro, I'll never forget. I know it's getting late, but I'm in high school hitting at a batting cage, Frank Valdez. I'm hitting, boom, boom, boom. I grew up watching Manny play because he was only 3 or 4 years older than I was. And I'm hitting there. He's in high school. I'm in high school. I was a freshman. He was a senior. Next thing you know, a few years later, he's in the big leagues. I'm still in high school. And Yonder and Manny are hitting at the cage. Bro, they took me under their wing. just because I was there hitting, they were like, yo, come on, let's go hit here, let's go hit there. Bro, I remember picking Yonder up while he's in the big leagues in my Altima with no AC. And this homie's in there talking to me like, whatever, like, yeah, whatever. With the windows down. I picked him up in Brickell, bro, at 50. He lived in the building, literally at where 50 was back in the day. I picked him up in my Altima going, and this homie got in and went to the cages like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that we had access to in Miami, and we just by us laying out the message and putting it out on video, we can possibly help somebody else.
But Willie, those are things that also probably lit a fire under your ass, you know? Like,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, like, man, this big leaguer is here hanging out with me. Like, that's so cool. It's like, I want to be great so that one day I can be in his position and I can take some kid in a Nissan Altima with no AC, squeaking, and I can be like, hey, I don't give a fuck. Let's go to the cages and hit BP.
Yep. Those are the things
there's nothing more attractive. I don't know if attractive would be the word, but nothing more admirable. Let's say admirable than somebody who's extremely successful, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And I think Manny and Yonder are definitely some really good example, and John Jay.
John Jay doesn't count. I put him on a different. I put him in a different stratosphere. I don't even think he's from this world, bro.
Yeah, Yonder and Manny were always cool with me as well. And I wasn't very good at baseball, but and the same thing goes for. And the last thing, and I'll let you finish here. The same thing goes for real estate, like working or at least being able to talk to somebody that sells $100 million a year, $50 million a year, and takes a call. And if like I have a couple questions and it's like they're answering it, or like, hey, let's grab lunch or like whatever, like that is so admirable. Cause like you could easily be like, hey man, I'm making millions of dollars a year. I don't have time for your ass.
Bro, man, you are so right, man.
So since you all talked about, people that mentored you, so the guy that taught me how to sell cars is a guy named Tracy Taylor. So at the time, he was just my sales manager. He took me under the wing. He's actually the one that convinced me to shave my head because, like, I started getting the little crowncitos in here, and he was like, "Bro, just shave it."
Torrente, he's bald. He doesn't have hair like us. It's unfortunate.
None.
Nah. Hey,
did you say us, Willie? You said us? Don't take off your hat. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Should I have worn a hat to like not make you feel bad?
Yeah. No, it's all right, bro.
This is about to turn into a bald only podcast.
No, but hey, how did he tell you? Did he tell you in a nice way? Because I would have been like, yo, you look like shit.
No, it was worse than that.
That's the way I tell my friends. That's the way
I wish he would have told me like that. It was worse, bro. I come into work and there's a sales desk and there's like fucking 10 salespeople and like all the other managers are there. He goes, Abreu, come here. I come up to the sales desk, and he's like, I've been teaching you how to sell cars and this. I'm like, yeah, I really appreciate, like, whatever. And he goes, I got one more thing I got to gift for you. He pulls out this thing from behind the desk, and it's a pair of clippers. He's like, take the guard off, go all the way around. Trust me. I was like, what?
Wait. Had you met your wife yet? Or...
Yes, I met my wife.
Okay. I was gonna say, damn, you gotta give that guy props because maybe your wife fell in love with the bald head. I don't know.
No. I had just met my wife, but
okay.
But the crazy thing is like there was times where no other manager talked to me. Like I was just, I started on the sales floor with 40 other salespeople, and for some reason the guy chose me and mentored me and whatever. And I believe that when you pay it forward, it helps you move forward as well. And he's proof of it because now he went from a sales manager to now he owns Central Florida Hyundai and Central Florida Genesis. And his net worth is probably somewhere in the $80 million range. So, like, the dude's doing well.
But that's how you just do it.
Off the dealerships. And legit, black dude from South Central LA. It wasn't like there was like a Hispanic connection, anything. He just picked me and just literally took me under his wing.
Yeah, man. He must have seen something. Is that you probably reciprocated his energy? He probably saw a lot of him in you.
Now that's one thing that you have to say too, Torrente, because that's one thing that I want people to really understand, that it doesn't just Erik says that it happened that he just picked him, but I'm pretty sure I could probably speak for Erik. He was hustling and trying to figure out a way to do it. too.
Oh,
You weren't just sitting there next to Jeff Torrente and just sitting there like, I hope I sell a house this week.
Yeah.
Like, no, you were probably hustling just like a blind squirrel, you know, like trying to find a nut. You didn't know where you were going, but you were trying to go somewhere. And then all he did was put you into the lane that you had to be in, right? And he started nurturing you in that way. But the work ethic, bro, if anybody listened to this podcast and is still listening right now, coming up on 2 hours, bro, if there's anything that you do, just work very, very hard at it, bro. Whatever you're doing, work hard at it.
And let me add something to that. This might be like kind of cheesy, but I don't know if you guys ever seen like a picture of a guy chipping away.
Yes, bro. Yes, the diamond
guy that stops early. Dude, there's times where I'm like, you know, I don't want to keep following up, or this deal's done. Just keep moving
one more
forward.
call, just one more call.
Just what? Listen, if you're saying I can't anymore, brother, just like that, those bad thoughts, like just try to put more make it more of a game. I think like make it more of something that brings you happiness, like just so that you can keep moving, bro. Like when I don't want to make phone calls anymore, like bro, I put my feet up on my desk and I keep making phone calls, and it's like, hey, you know, do something different, you know, just make it more entertaining, but like keep moving forward. You don't know when that person's gonna answer that has that sale for you, you know, or like when you want to quit, dude. Just I'm telling you, keep moving forward. Things will fall into place, and everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, in my opinion.
Yo, listen, Torrente, this is the last time you're gonna be on this damn podcast, bro. I'm gonna get you back on here because this was awesome,
this
bro.
Is dope. This is good. I like
this. This was so sick, bro. You're amazing.
I had a feeling that we were gonna have a really good conversation.
Why did you say yes, bro? Why did you say yes? Honestly, like, why did you say yes to Ricky?
Bro, I like.
Have you done a podcast before? Like, have you done a podcast before?
Dude, I like.
We popped his podcast chair.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's sometimes that like I look back and I'm like, bro, why you talk too much, bro? Shut the fuck up. I like to talk.
Yeah.
Like, it's just me. And if I can just sit back and just talk shit, like, bro, I'm down, you know. And I think another thing I kind of realized was like Ricky was like, oh, can we have the Prince of Pinecrest on? And I was like, oh, like this shit's gonna be probably a lot about like real estate, right? And it's like, bro, I love real estate, bro. Like, I'm down to talk about something that I love. Listen, you want to talk about baseball? Even when I played it, I probably wouldn't have been able to talk about baseball because I hated it. I didn't really like it. But like, you love, and you wake up in the morning and you have like this, like, I want to fuck the world up because, like, in a good way. I want to feel it today. Like that. No, bro, it's a blessing to wake up like that. Because I can't tell you the majority of people that wake up and they're like, I don't even want to go to work today, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like,
when I can have an opportunity to talk, well, Erik, it was great to meet you, by the way. But I didn't know you were gonna be on it. That was me and Willie. I was like,
surprise.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, surprise in a positive way because we all have a lot in common, and it's like, why not? Why not just talk and talk? You know?
No, this was great, bro. This was absolutely amazing, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you to Ricky. Shout out my dog Ricky because I know he's gonna listen.
Listen,
awesome, bro.
I mean, I'm not down to do it tomorrow, but
no. Yo, who else do I have to have on? Perfect. You know what? Now I'm gonna use my sales skills. So now that you had the experience of being on the podcast, who do you recommend that I go after next?
Oh, wow. That's man, a lot of great questions here.
First of all, I'll take two out of the equation that I'm gonna do for sure. Romy and Epstein. So I'm doing them two for sure, right?
I was gonna tell you to get Romy on for sure.
Oh, I'm doing Romy. Yeah, 100%. Whether he likes it or not, he hates doing stuff in public too.
Fuck him, he'll do it.
No, I know.
Yes. Epstein will probably do it as well. Romy and Epstein and I were roommates. Bro, you've been to
I
the crib.
I know. I was at the crib.
You know how they say like having roommates is very difficult and like people don't get along, whatever. Dude, you have me that's like, when I was younger, I was probably more. I'm still immature, but I was a lot more immature, like out of control, like annoying, whatever. And then you had Romy, who was very tranquilo, like, and then Epstein, who has a different personality as well. Jewish guy, like very like to himself, like, you know, like not to himself.
Reserve, but in a sense, reserve.
You know, and I'll never forget. Like, I think I've heard people tell like Romy and Epstein, like, "Yo, you're crazy for like telling Erik to move in with you. Like, you guys are gonna go crazy. Like, you guys are gonna fucking like regret." Dude, there wasn't a moment that we didn't like enjoy. Those are two of my best friends that I know I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. There wasn't a moment that like we didn't get along. Like us three, we got along so well, and those are two such good people that come from completely different paths.
The whole different spectrums, bro.
Yeah. And Romy, you know, who played at UM, didn't really have a great junior year. Probably wasn't supposed to be in the big leagues for sure. His percentages of being in the big leagues were probably
very
lower than if for him to be. And one thing that I love about his mindset and Epstein's mindset and my mindset that we have like very much in common is that he always believed in himself. People at UM, he can speak for this, obviously, but I would say you can tell from the outside looking in, not that he said this, but you can tell from the outside looking in that maybe it was uncomfortable or like maybe people didn't believe him or whatever, but he always believed in himself and he always knew that he can do it. And it was always about moving forward, pushing forward, just believing in yourself, moving forward. And that's a testament to that guy. I mean, look what he's done. Guy went to go visit him in Oakland. Guy was hitting 340. He went 4 for 5 with like a home run, a triple, 2 doubles. Like, and his junior year, he was a what? Like
they threw him in the outfield. Like,
junior year, he was like, you know, like, hey, you know, you're gonna get drafted because you're a big guy.
We think you're
possibly probably not gonna make it.
And now he's in the big leagues.
And now he's the big. And Epstein is killing it working for Disney. A guy who, mind you, his family, and obviously he can speak on this, but his family is very, very well off. But Epstein, you would never be able to tell.
Never
be able to tell.
Never.
And he got his own. He didn't want to work. Like, he wanted to work on his own. He got his own job at Disney. He moved to New York. And that guy's moving up the rankings like no other. And it's from the hard work that he's putting in himself. Himself. So those are two great guys that I think would be awesome. And obviously, I think Johnny would probably be.
Yeah. Johnny's going too. Talk about a person, a brain, bro. Just a straight brainiac. I want to talk to him about owning a team, bro, because I think, you know, that was actually one thing I wanted to ask you. What do you think you would be on an ownership, like in an ownership of a team? Where would you sit on the team board or whatever? What's your position on a team? Because I know you love that too.
Yeah, it would definitely be on a team like some sort of like advisory role where it had to deal with making deals or something that involved people. Obviously, definitely be on
like managing the cap against people.
Oh, that's true too.
Deals and stuff like that. Or more just like acquiring talent.
I think like more like on the business side, like maybe not so much like structuring deals or anything like that, but maybe like selling the team, selling the future. Getting guys to come on.
Gotcha. Like almost like an assistant to the president or assistant to the general manager. When you're going into those meetings to meet with free agents, and you're the one in there.
Next to Pat Riley.
There you go. Gotcha. Exactly.
Not that I have any credentials like Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, close enough. Whatever. Same thing.
I can bullshit my way through. You know.
Yeah, whatever.
No, that's dope because, dude, I honestly think I know Johnny doesn't. For example, a perfect example is Johnny. He might not be the guy that's so out there talking and stuff like that, but he needs somebody that can do that, right? He needs somebody that can do that. So I think that'd be actually a pretty cool dynamic.
Alex would be that role though, because Alex is very
selling and being in customer facing
and being like in the spotlight. Johnny's more like a behind the scenes guy, but Johnny would be great just because obviously, you know, with the family, how much they've grown over the last couple years, that comes with a lot of like negative publicity just because of all the haters. And like, you know, they take it super well, and Johnny does take it super well as well. And one thing that is very admirable for them, but obviously for him as well, is he doesn't give a fuck. Like
nothing, bro. They don't care one bit,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
you know, they're great people, and Johnny's gonna be there forever. So I think that he'd be a great guy to come on as well. And I can not because I'm on the spot right now, so like my mind is racing. But I definitely can come up with some good people.
Perfect, bro. Let's do it. And no, and this is the cool thing. We can make it like 2-3 people at once. We can have like I can have one with Romy, I can have one with Epps, and then I can have one with all 3 with the roommates. You know, we could do all different types of things. That's sick, bro. So I just want to have conversations, bro. Talk crap. How many times do you do this on the way home from a deal that you call Sap and you're there talking for an hour on the phone? Imagine if that conversation was recorded.
Yeah.
Well, not all of it, but but a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? Those are a lot of things that people could use, and some that people might not want to use. That's why we record it, and we can edit things because maybe not everything is good.
You delete the first part of the.
I got you. It's gone. Don't worry about it. Don't even say it. It's gone. The first part is gone.
Say it, like, and maybe like a little heads up for the next person that is talking to you in confianza, because you told them, hey, we're not recording yet, and they start talking all this shit, and who knows who's listening?
Oh my gosh.
It's not live. It's fine.
Oh, it's not live?
No, it's not live.
Oh, thank God, bro. Okay.
Wait, no, bro. Of course it's not live, dude. Then we would have really been stressing out about the first 3 minutes. No, we're straight.
It's not live.
We're good. We're good. We're good. No, the best part. So everybody's gonna hear this part. But he goes. Wait, you're recording? He goes. Oh damn, you could cut it. All right, no problem. I'm gonna keep going. But then we'll start later. But like I'm gonna keep talking crap because he's like, all right. I was like,
all right.
Eric's like, Willie's like, bro. The thing is that I record from the very beginning because people, like, I want them to be out of their shell from the beginning. And I'm like, bro, do you know who the fuck I am? I'll be out of my shell no matter what. Like, you don't have to worry.
I don't have a shell.
I don't have a shell. Like, bro, like, there's things that I'd rather not have people, like, hear than, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to be myself no matter what.
Dog, yo, listen, bro. Now I got to hang up because I'm going to be real. Me van a dejar, brother. So I gotta bounce.
Are you guys living together?
What? Yeah, bro. We've been living together for 3 years now.
Oh, God bless you, man. You found the person that you can deal with.
Tell the national champ I said what's up.
Hey,
yo.
Might be a while for me, but God bless you guys.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. It takes a while, but.
Yo, hey, I had a great time with you guys, bro.
Yo,
awesome.
Bro. Dale, baba.
Nice to meet you, Eric.
Nice to meet you too.
Keep doing your thing. You guys are have something really special here, man. So I'm
same to you, Papa. Same to you, brother.
All right, man. Bye, guys.
Take care. Peace.